Our Leader Succession Institute is an 8-month program that prepares nonprofit leaders for their next big career move. It can be used by organizations to develop their next wave of leaders and by individuals to set themselves up for career success.
Every one of those nonprofits needs great leadership to meet its mission, and there's a serious gap of leaders ready and, sometimes more importantly, willing to take on those jobs. Those are hard, challenging, demanding roles. I know, I've done them. And often the rewards are intrinsic. They're much more about how you feel at the end of the day than what you're taking home in terms of pay and benefits. So it makes the turnover really high. In fact, we lose over 30% of our leadership talent due to burnout every year. Add that to baby boomers that are retiring and other talent that's getting stolen away as the economy improves, our sector now needs to double its current leadership cadre in order just to fill our current vacancies.
Our Leader Succession Institute, sponsored by Southwest Airlines, is an example of our multidimensional approach to developing leadership capacity. LSI is an incubator using a variety of components that work together to accelerate growth in learning and capacity. It consists of a series of learning labs that cover topics such as the 7 competencies, effective communication, powerful collaboration, and leader as coach. It incorporates the Lead for Good Field Guide, which is a compendium of nonprofit wisdom and a huge kit of genuinely useful tools. Participants also take our Nonprofit Leadership 360 assessment, which gives them a snapshot of how they view themselves and how they're seen as leaders by a sample of those who work with them in a variety of capacities. The survey review is then used to create a personal development plan that's driven by the things the participant particularly wants to develop over the course of the LSI experience. Each participant also has their own professional coach to support them in defining and working on the goals set in their development plan, and also discovering their unique leadership identity and style. Peer networking sessions provide an opportunity to develop a lasting cohort of peers, to tap into ideas around topical discussions, and for ongoing support. Each participant designs and leads a project of benefit to their nonprofit organization, providing an opportunity to practice what they're learning, including skills such as strategic leadership, delegation, and collaboration, which helps them move from being a manager to being a strong leader. And they have support on the project from a mentor of their choosing. All of these modalities come together to catapult growth to a new level.
The Lead for Good Leadership Succession Institute has really allowed me a time to really focus in on my craft and try to develop myself as best as I can as a leader for that next generation organization. One of the things that I've seen in my own personal growth is the ability to really convene and look at systems at a macro level and be able to mobilize and activate and agitate those around me.
I had the opportunity to work with Lead for Good and learn about the 7 competencies of leadership. And early on, that just gave me a great framework to understand myself as a leader and really grow professionally and personally. And I also had the opportunity to have one-on-one professional coaching. It was just a monumental shift in my ability to lead and understand my own strengths and how they could help the organization and what I could do to sort of short my own weaknesses to also lead in a more impactful way.
The great thing about LSI is that I'm learning to trust myself as an executive leader here at the museum. And I do trust my sense as an artist and as a curator and how it all works within the museum. But when it comes to now wanting to move into a leadership role at the museum, I'm learning to trust my intuition and my leadership with my staff, and really try to bring them with me and have it just all kind of work together. So it's been a really enlightening process here the last 4 or 5 months to learn more about myself.
I think what LSI at this point in the process has provided me is an awareness of areas that that maybe I haven't been able to pinpoint why I have certain work behaviors in the past. So it's provided an opportunity to pinpoint, hey, that might be why I work or I do that task or not do that task a certain way. So it's again, that awareness and being able to allow me to kind of work through that in a way that I haven't before. So I think in that way, yeah, it's absolutely affected the way that I do work, in that I'm much more aware when I do work and when I maybe am avoiding doing something, as to being able to dive into that a little deeper, like, why am I avoiding this? And then being able to overcome that. So
The Leader Succession Institute, sponsored by Southwest Airlines, is virtual, leveraging technology that comes to us courtesy of one of our major supporters, Cisco Systems. This provides many advantages, such as convenience and economy of time and resources that meet the needs of today's nonprofits, an opportunity for our participants to expand their networks far beyond their own backyards, and a chance to tap into new ideas from around the world. While most offerings in the social sector focus on knowledge and tactical skill development, LSI goes much further. We know that real change and development doesn't happen just at that tactical behavioral level. It takes new awareness and changes in things like mindset, attitude, and ways of thinking. Our work supports meaningful change at that deeper, inside-out, being level. We take a strengths-based approach, which focuses on embracing new knowledge and ways of doing things by leveraging natural strengths to help find authentic leadership styles and approaches. We take a collaborative approach as an organization and encourage and teach collaboration as a powerful way to maximize resources and best serve the world's needs. The Leader Succession Institute is multidimensional. In recognition of the great complexity of change, the realities of human nature, and the systems within which nonprofit leaders work.